Of course, I'm thrilled about the steps the president has taken in Venezuela. Unbelievably precise military job, military accomplishment that no other nation could have done. It is troublesome to hear him talk about including Delcy, but we don't really know what that's going to look like. As I've told you before, Delcy is, yeah, her brother Jorge is actually not just the guy who, he's the mastermind of this all. He's the mastermind of Smartmatic, of the Mafia. He's not, basically the head of the government reports to the head of the Mafia. The head of the Mafia reports to Jorge Rodríguez. His sister is the vice president. Now she's the president. So that's all troublesome, but we don't know what that looks like. This may, 9 out of 10 days, I think Trump's a genius. 1 out of 10 days, I think, what a goof. And about half of those times, he turns out to have been right. And this could be so my immediate reaction was, this is going from cartel to this is going from mask of cartel to cartel itself. I mean, the biggest mistake we made in Iraq, we had this guy, Paul Bremer, the guy who was a McKinsey consultant that was put over Iraq. And he, rather than do what we did in Germany, which was denazify over several years, he just fired everybody all at once, thousands of people, the factories, and he had his own bad reasons for doing that, but it was like, I don't want these people in there either. But the question is, do we want a civil war? If we can accommodate evil, and that's what Delcy is, for a few weeks, a couple months, maybe the plan is get some real infrastructure in place, get real financial controls in place, get an election. We actually have a very good election system. We teach the rest of the world. Our State Department does. We don't follow it domestically, but and do that. So over 12 to 18 months, we get to a real election, and then perchance Maria Corina Machado is in place. Boy, even if that's 12 to 18 months of sort of accommodating evil and if it lets you avoid a civil war, I'd actually, as Warren Buffett says, sometimes a man has to rise above his principles. Oh, maybe the same is true for nations. Maybe we got to rise above our principles and work with these people for some number of months to get a nice, clean, peaceful handover. If it means doing that and avoiding civil war, I would take it, if that's what it means.
Now, I had actually thought that Delcy Rodríguez would be on an indictment. There were several other people, though she was missing, and now we kind of understand perhaps why. There was a very key figure that was on there that many people would not be familiar with, okay? But you and I have spoken about him in the past, and his name is Diosdado Cabello Rondon. I'm told by Zorro, right, the third Three Musketeers, of which I have called you or dubbed you in this story of how the U.S. saved the 2024 election, is always pointing out this gentleman right here as a very powerful figure. We have actually been offering a reward for him for some time. He is on this current indictment with Maduro. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yes, Diosdado Cabello. He's in Venezuela, you would go by those two. Diosdado Cabello. He's the godfather. He's the Don Corleone of the regime. But he's the Don Corleone of the Mafia. And remember, the Mafia is the regime. I read the other day there are 4,000 generals in the Venezuelan army. Each one of them, they call it, it's really the Mafia of the generals, is really colloquially how you could translate the name Cartel de los Soles. So they are the generals, but the Mafia godfather is that guy. And even the godfather is himself the creation of a political extremist, the fellow we were just talking about, Jorge Rodríguez, who is the stepson of Carlos the Jackal. He and his sister are the stepson. But anyway, they have reported to them Diosdado Cabello. He's really the head of the Mafia. So the head of the country really reports to Diosdado Cabello. He's one center of gravity. The president, Maduro, was another center of gravity. Padrón, the head of the military, was a third. And then Nicolas Maduro and his wife were the fourth, but they're not such a center of gravity anymore. So now they're down to Delcy and Padrino and Diosdado Cabello. Yeah, he's the head of the Mafia. He's a godfather, the godfather. Godfather to tutti, capo to tutti capi.
And again, he's a name that most people don't know, but he's a central figure in all this.